What's up, YouTube? Mizzy in Real Life Weekly Truth Channel. Subscribe, like, comment. But let's get into it.
Accused Emmett Till of making advances towards her has died. 14-year-old Emmett Till was kidnapped and brutally murdered by Bryant's then-husband and his half-brother in Mississippi in 1955 over the allegation. The two men were acquitted in his killing by an all-white jury, but later confessed in an interview. The case gained national attention after Emmett Till's mother allowed Jet magazine to take and publish photos of her son's mutilated body in an open casket. The horrific image shocked the nation and served as the catalyst for the civil rights movement. Years after Till's death, Dunham admitted to fabricating parts of her story, although she was never charged with a crime.
YouTube, Mizzy in Real Life, Mizzy Terra Firma, checking in with you. Today we'll be talking about Carolyn Bryant Dunham, the white woman whose accusations led to the 1955 lynching of a black teen, Emmett Till, in Mississippi, and whose role in the brutal death was reconsidered by a grand jury as recently the last year has died in Louisiana. The Cosco's Parish Coroner's Office confirmed to CNN April 27, 2023. Miss Carolyn Bryant Dunham died at the age of 88, and she passed on April 25th, 2023. Let's get into it. Okay, first thing that comes to mind is former American professional basketball player Bill Russell, who died at age 88 as well. As well as Elmer Roy Torrin Jr., played in Men in Black, Dodgeball, also died 88. Before she became notorious for accusing Emmett Till of sexual harassment, Carolyn Dunham was born in 1934, the daughter of a plantation manager and a nurse in Enola, Mississippi. All right, we got Carolyn Bryant Dunham, died in hospice care Tuesday night in Westlake, Louisiana. According to a death report filed Thursday in the Cosco's Parish Coroner's Office, her death marks the last chance for anyone to be held accountable for kidnapping and brutal murder that shocked the world. Okay, let's dive right into the gematria side of things. So we got Carolyn coming in the English language at 88 when she died at the age of 88. Interesting. Then we have Caroline Bryant Dunham, which is her full name, coming in at 88 as well. Lining up with murder. And Caroline, her first name, coming in at 34 and 38. Reduction in reverse. Reduction, which is the English language in reverse. As well as murdered, which equals 88 in the English language. As well as her first and full name, coming in at 88. It's going to be a good one, guys. So we got Carolyn Bryant Dunham coming in at 223, as well as Skull and Crossbones, the Yale fraternity, just like we're in the year 2023 currently. So what we're looking at right here are dates in between. So we have Monday, July 23rd, 1934, which would be Carolyn Donham's birthday, to the day that she actually passed away on Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. And as you can see here, we have 88 years, 9 months, and 3 days. She died on a day leaving 115, and the reflection of murder 83, 38. We got that good number 47 in there. Also, her birth date was on the 250th day of the year, but more importantly, that 115 and that 83. As you can see below, we have killing, August 21st, 1955. On the evening of August 24th, Till and several young relatives and neighbors were driven by his cousin, Maurice Wright, to Brian's Grocery and Meat Market to buy candy. Till's companions were children of sharecroppers and had been picking cotton all day. So from Wednesday, August 24th, 1955 to April 27, 2003, we have 67 years. And as you can see below, it equals sacrifice in the reverse reduction cipher, which is the alphabet in reverse. Let's continue. So for Friday, July 25th, which is Emmett Till's birthday, 1941, to April 27th, 2023, which was the day that Miss Donham's ashes were spread. And as you can see below, we have 81 years, 9 months, which equals ritual in the ordinal cipher. In other words, the English language. 1 being A, 2 being B, C being 3, and so on. And also we have J.W. Milham coming in almost perfect with ritual. Come on. So what we have here is the dates in between Sunday, August 21st, 1955, and Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, which is the date the incident occurred and the date that Carolyn Donham passed away. So we got 67 years, 8 months, 5 days. And as you can see below, we got 233rd day of the year, come August 21st. As well as the 115th day of the year of April. Days leaving in the year 251.32. And as you can see to the right-hand side, we have skull and crossbones, blood, sacrifice, and killing, lining right up with the day of the year that the events took place. That's symbolic 233 and 115. But moving forward, also 223, the 48th prime number. In other words, the 48th prime of the number 223, 48, just like Freemason. Just like when Kobe scored 81 points on his 666th game of his career and 66% of the team's whole points. And as you can see, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81 in the reverse reduction cipher, as well as ritual, as well as Kobe Bean Bryant ritual.
Going to go up the line and shoot 3 free throws to get to 79.
Nothing that needs to be said about this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history. 79 points by Kobe Bryant tonight against the Toronto Raptors. It's going nuts. Kobe all the way. Kobe put it up. Not count, but foul. 2 coming to get to 80 and 81. Bryant for 80.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Just another one in many.
Oh, okay.
Kobe Bryant, 28 for 46 from the field. This would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81 point.
All right, we got Carolyn Bryant Donald lining up with Skull and Crossbones. And if you're not too familiar with Skull and Crossbones, Skull and Bones, also known as the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret student society at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. The oldest senior class society at the university, Skull and Bones has become a cultural institution known for its powerful alumni and various conspiracy theories. It's one of the big 3 societies at Yale. The other 2 are being Scroll and Key and Wolf's Head. And up top, we have the emblem of the skull and bones, or in other words, the Brotherhood of Death.
I believe that the whole United States is mourning with me. And if the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have...
Okay, so we got Emmett Lewis Till, which is Emmett Till's full name, coming in at 196 in the English language. And you can see down below exactly what they line up with. Like, subscribe, share, but let's continue. Till arrived at home of Mosen Elizabeth Wright in Money, Mississippi on August 21st, 1955. On the evening of August 24th, Till and several young relatives and neighbors were driven by his cousin Maurice Wright to Brian's Groceries and Meat Market to buy candy. Till's companions were children of sharecroppers and had been picking cotton all day. The market mostly served the local sharecropper population and was owned by a white couple, 24-year-old Roy Bryant and his 21-year-old wife, Carolyn. Carolyn was alone in the front of the store that day. Her sister-in-law, Janita Milham, was in the rear of the store watching children. A number of other local youths were playing or watching a checkers game on a board the Bryants had set up outside the store.
Of Emmett's corpse, which was published in Jet magazine and seen across the country.
Advance toward the group.
It ignited protests, civil disobedience, and backlash that would consume the South through the 60s.
I said, I want the world to see this. Because when people saw what had happened to this little 14-year-old boy, they knew then that not only were men, black men, in danger, but black children as well.
The same day that Emmett Till was buried, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam were indicted on charges of kidnapping and murder. Their trial was held in the small Mississippi town of Sumner, billed as a good place to raise a boy. The star witness was Emmett Till's late great-uncle, Mose Wright, who bravely stood up in the courtroom and pointed his finger at Milam and Bryant as the ones who had come to his home and abducted Emmett Till at gunpoint. Another key witness was an 18-year-old sharecropper.
Okay, moving forward. So with this slide right here, this can be like a reaching or preaching. Till's great aunt offered the men money, but Milham refused and rushed him in to put his clothes on. Moses Wright informed the men that he was from up north and did not know any better. Milham reportedly then asked, "How old are you, preacher man?" To which Wright responded, 64. Milham then threatened that if Wright told anybody, he wouldn't live to see 65. So down below we have 64-year-old lining up with 45, 47 in the reverse direction. And down below you could see some interesting synchronicities that I found. And like I stated at the beginning of this slide, this could be like a reaching or preaching. You do your own due diligence. But moving forward, so this is basically an image of what Brian's grocery would have looked like back in the Jim Crow era. The grocery store that Emmett Till would later on run into Roy Bryant and J.W. Milham. This is what the grocery store currently would look like as it was torn down in 2009. So I find it interesting that they were playing a game of checkers outside of the store when the incident occurred. And we have Checker coming in at 35, as well as Satan coming in at 35 as well. And then we have Checkers with an S lining up perfectly with Ritual at 45 in the reverse reduction, the English alphabet in reverse. So we got the checkers board with the duality, both sides, a good side, a bad side. And checkers, I would say, is a very ritualistic game. I come to find out. Was it all just another ritual by the numbers? So we got Emmett Till coming in at 60 as
Let's
well
get
as
into it. We got
Caroline
Emmett Till
or
coming in
Carolyn Bryant
reverse reduction
at 60
as well as Carolyn Bryant
So it looks like these two
coming in at 60 as well.
were going to meet each other. They were supposed to meet each other. They had the right numerology.
Let's get into it. We got Emmett Till
For
coming
this
in
ritual.
reverse reduction at 60 as well as.
Till was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. During summer vacation in August 1955, he was visiting relatives near Money, Mississippi in the Mississippi Delta region. He spoke to 21-year-old Carolyn Bryant, the white married proprietor of a small grocery store there. Although what happened at the store is a matter of dispute, Till was falsely accused of flirting with, touching, or whistling at Bryant. Till's interaction with Bryant perhaps unwittingly violated the unwritten code of behavior for black male interacting with white female in the Jim Crow era South. Conclusion that this was a planned event by the numbers. We got white woman and half brother lining up like these were the other two involved. Subtract Roy Bryant.
So we have Emmett Till lining straight up with blood sacrifice in the reverse reduction cipher. We also have 14-year-old Tills at 67, lining up with blood sacrifice as well at 67 in the reduction cipher.
So what we have here above is an article that states Till was accused of flirting with, touching or whistling at Bryant. And as you can see, we have order out of chaos, whistling at Bryant, lining right up, as well as whistling, flirting, and civil rights movement. which this was just an event that kickstarted, or I should say the start of the civil rights movement. We'll put it in full drive. Also, whistling and flirting equals mockery. Moving on. Here we have whistling coming in at 50 in the reverse, and black teenager in the reduction. He mouthpiece a monstrous lie coming in at 138. As well as Mississippi Delta region coming in at 138, the area and location that the incident took place in. Very interesting synchronicities we have here. Okay, we got Emmett lining up with Roy Bryant. And you can see what he lines up with as well. So just like we talked about in the beginning where Mrs. Bryant was supposed to meet Emmett, so was Roy Bryant. The numerology was perfect. But let's continue. I thought it was interesting the synchronicities we have here with Donham, or Donham, I'm sorry, and Satan lining up at 55 in the ordinal. Also lining up with Till and Kill as well. The synchronicities here, man. We have Freemason coming in at 48 in the reverse reduction cipher. And we have Roy Bryant coming in the reduction cipher as well. And as you can see, he was a part of the Fellow Brotherhood. So this explains why he was so easily let off with zero punishment. But come on. Okay, me personally, I do think dark magic was used in this situation, as well as casting spells. Some more interesting synchronicities that I thought should breach the surface. Good old brotherhood, society, spells coming in the English language. Well, 79, Carolyn, Roy Bryant, the suspects. Moving forward. So we have white woman and half brother. Lining up perfectly. So we got Double Jeopardy lining up perfect with Checkers Ritual. I find this very interesting because they were playing checkers outside of the meat market before the incident occurred. So what really did the checkers board have to do with the ritual? And then we have all white jury coming in with coming in at 70 in the reverse reduction cipher, which is the English language in reverse, matching up with spell casting. But come on. Even Emmett Till's birthday to the day that the incident occurred, they leaving 159, good 59, and we get that good 233 once more. 74, 47, reflection of 29, 84, sack, and also the reflection of Freemason. So what you're looking at above is the dates in between. If you take from when Emmett actually got to Mississippi, Louisiana, and the day the incident occurred to 4/25, 1955, which would be the day that Carolyn passed away, you get 3 months and 3 weeks, the 33rd degree. With numerology, 233 and 115, day leaving. So in other words, the 233rd day of the year and the 115th day of the year, with 250 days left in the year for April and 132 days left in the year for August. As well as 27 days, 16 weeks. So from Emmett Till's birthday, July 25th, 1941, to the day they arrived in Mississippi, Louisiana, we get 14 years, 36 weeks, and 6 days. The day of the year in August leaving 233 days. In July 25th, leaving 206th day of the year. So basically, this happened on the 233rd day of the year in 1955. With the reflections of black, 29 up here. So as you can see, another catastrophe by the numbers. What we have here is some more interesting synchronicities. Mark of Beast, Emmett Till, So it seems to me that he was marked for death. With that being said, that's basically it for this video. The name of this episode is going to be called Wolf Whistle. And here goes some more synchronicities that equate with Wolf Whistle. Leave a like, leave a comment on any celebrities, sports players, talk show hosts, bloggers, content creators. Everybody getting broke down in this bitch. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, share it to a friend. Mizzy in real life. Mizzy Terra Firma.
Sun gon' set, yeah.